Greetings. Hello, I am me. I am the owner and founder of Made Ministries, which is an organization that serves the miserable, the alone, the discarded, and the eccentric. So those who don't have a home or feel like they are out of place, feel like they need a sense of belonging, they can find belonging here. I am a spiritual teacher and guide, and I equip you with the tools to navigate your spiritual journey. So if you check out my website, www.madebymetools.com, you will find the things that I provide to help you along, such as my intuitive tarot readings. I have healing digital products and also these educational YouTube videos which provide additional guidance for you as you travel along your journey. So welcome if this is your first time here, and welcome back if you are returning. Thank you so much. If you are liking this channel, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Also, share this message with anyone who you think may need to hear this message. Like and comment as well. We're trying to grow this channel as big as possible, so all those who need guidance can have guidance, so they can see and have access to this channel. So if you've been following along, we are doing a mini series on the Fool's Journey, and the Fool's Journey is symbolic with the journey of transformation and self-discovery. So while we all go through this journey, and it is a unique journey to all of us, there are very much common themes that we go through. And this is to help to highlight those common themes and help you to navigate when you are in that particular area of your journey, when you're at that particular place in your journey. So today we are talking about the High Priestess. And as before, I have pulled cards from 4 different decks so that we can see the commonalities between the cards. And so this first card, let me see if I can get it focused. This is a card, the High Priestess. This is from the Everyday Witch Tarot. Let me see. There we go, that looks a little better. Okay, this is, I think, out of the 4 that I have here, the most similar to the Rider-Waite deck, okay? You can see she has the black and white candles behind her. Hold on, I have my magic wand today. She has the black and white candles behind her. Let me just we'll go into detail, but the High Priestess card is about intuition. The big theme or the major keyword that goes along with the High Priestess card, amongst others, is intuition. And so, as you can see, she's here. She has her cat or her familiar. There's runes here, there's a crystal ball here, there's tarot cards here. There's many different books, esoteric and metaphysical books behind her. And as you'll notice, of all of these cards, just about all of these cards, she has her eyes closed because it's about going within to trust your intuition. This is from the So Below deck. You'll see, again, it's about spirituality here. You'll see she's speaking to her inner self, even though it's outside of her. As you can see, it has a very magical spiritual depiction. And you'll also see the moon card. You'll see the moon depicted in a lot of High Priestess cards because the moon is about illusion, and it's about breaking through the illusion by going into your inner guidance. This is another High Priestess card. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful card. As you can see, she's literally channeling her higher self. The information, which is represented through these dots, are coming down through her crown chakra and even stopping right there on her 3rd eye, because it's about her perception of the world. I also like, if you look here at her necklace, there looks to be, what I see, how I see this, is like a D-pad, and a D-pad is on a video game controller. It's the pad that determines whether you want to go up, down, side to side. So what this tells me is that in order to gain direction in her life and which way to go, she has to go within. And you'll also notice the moon here, and you'll notice that her eyes are closed. And then in the last representation I have, this card literally says intuition. This is from John Holland's Psychic Tarot. And as you can see, her eyes are also closed. Okay, she's going within, she's consulting her higher self. She's also up here in the clouds, which is further speaking about the fact that it's with dealing with the divine and divine energy and channeling that through yourself, okay? And so when you are in the High Priestess phase, this is exactly what it's about. It's about going within yourself, trusting your own guidance. Your intuition is just like any other muscle that you would have. It needs to be strengthened, okay? Just like you would go to the gym and you would lift weights, in order to get physically stronger. In order for your intuition to be strong, you have to learn to trust it. You have to trust your gut. You have to learn to turn to it instead of turning to outside sources when things are going on in your life. And one way that you can do that is meditation, learning meditation. It is not something that is difficult to learn. And what I always suggest to new clients or people who are new to meditation is start with guided meditations. I just did a guided meditation. It is on my website, the one that I mentioned earlier. It is for mindfulness. And mindfulness is bringing you into the current moment. Because a lot of the times when you're worried about the past, you can experience depression because the past is something you can't change. And so no matter how much you go over it in your head, it's not going to change. And then the future, there's a lot of worry, there's a lot of anxiety that can go on with the future. A future that has not yet occurred. You know, things can change, situation can change absolutely and completely tomorrow, and you're worried about something that's going to happen 40 years down the line. So mindfulness brings you to that present moment where everything is fine. So this guided meditation that I did, it is designed for those who do experience any anxiety, depression, stress, being overwhelmed, or those who just need to know how to connect back with their inner selves, find an inner sacred space when they need it. I definitely recommend 10 to 15 minutes of meditation a day upon waking or upon going to sleep. But you can also do it, you know, we have busy lives. You can also do it during your lunch break or just whenever like you really need it. But if you're wanting to be consistent, I would definitely do the same time every day so that it becomes a practice for you. And when you learn to clear your channel, this channel that you see here, right? When you learn to clear this channel, information can more easily flow through it and you can get the answers that you need, but you have to practice doing this. So start off with guided meditations and then you can learn to meditate on your own. Maybe you like to meditate to some ambient or smooth or soft music to help you, or maybe you like complete silence. But whatever it is, you need to practice it. And don't think like, I tried it the first time, my mind was racing, I was thinking about what I'm gonna make for dinner, I was thinking about that I need to call my mom, I was thinking about this and that, my work and that happens. Thoughts are very hard to stop, you know, and so the more that you practice, the more that you will get it and the more that you will receive the answers that you need. Another thing that happens along your high priestess phase in your journey is that you discover your spiritual gifts, and this card describes it best. You may discover that you have the gift of reading the tarot. You know, out of nowhere. I started reading tarot at the end of 2016. It came out of nowhere. I've always been interested in the witchy shit, you know, and the metaphysical and the esoteric. You know, I've always been interested in that, but I didn't actually pick up my first deck until the end of 2016 and learn that I am good at it. And I practice reading just about every single day and have practiced reading every single day since 2016. So it didn't just come like, I'm sure that I've done this in a past lifetime, and when I say done this, I mean divination. I'm positive. I've seen myself as an oracle in Greece, like I've seen myself in past lifetimes doing divination. But I didn't just decide I'm going to do tarot and now I'm getting great reviews. I had to practice. I had to study, you know. I had to read books. I had to go through the nervous phase of, oh my God, what if this is not right? I had to go through all of that. But now, because I put in that effort, I'm very good at what I do. So people are going to discover in the middle of your life, you could be like in your late 20s, mid 30s, early 40s, mid 50s, you know, because our journeys are all different, but again, they have those common themes, and you're discovering, hey, I know how to read this, I can see things in this crystal ball, like no one else sees these pictures that I'm seeing. I know how to scry. I know how to read the runes. I'm drawn to the runes, okay? This could be reading tea leaves, right? This is any spiritual gifts, and these are some other spiritual gifts, including mediumship, which is another gift that I've more recently in the last 2 years been given, the ability to communicate with spirits, but also feel them tangibly, you know, and this can be this can be a little different, you know. Some people push the gifts to the side until they're ready to use it. But you could get the gift of telepathy. You could get all of the clairs, clairaudient, clairsentient, you know, when you have extra gifts with your feelings of touch and knowing and smell. Clairgousians, which is when you can taste things. As a message, clairaudient. I'm very clairaudient. I receive a lot of messages through song, you know. This could be any, like, you could learn how to bend the elements. You could literally learn how to bend elements. You know, earth, air, fire, and water. The things that you see in the movies that for some reason we think that as humans we can't do, we can very, very much do. We're doing these things, okay? So this is the period and journey where you may be getting these abilities, and they may be a little scary at first, or you may be super excited about them, but just know that it's more common than you think. There's a lot of us out here who have these abilities. While we're all naturally born psychic because we all have that sense of intuition, there are others who are practice their craft, they hone their craft, and they become better at it. They become better at receiving these messages and also using their intuition. So this is psychic abilities. You know, something you may just start knowing things. I knew that was going to happen. You may also be getting very strong dream messages. My power of dream recall in the last 2 months has become ridiculous. I remember teeny tiny details of my dream, and not just upon waking, the entire day, and not just that, for like days and weeks after. I can recall dreams that I've had 2 weeks ago with extreme and vivid detail. You know, this is where this is coming, and it's serving me very well because I see the messages. I'm able to interpret the messages and apply them to how they apply in my real life. So just like it looks like she's dreaming, and maybe that as well. You then may also be in this stage of your journey consuming esoteric material. I just recently, and I said this I think in my last video, I'm so excited about Gaia. No, Gaia is not paying me to say, you know, these things, but if you would like to, Gaia, give me a call, because I've really been enjoying Gaia, the TV app, because I don't watch TV, but I do watch this, and it's all about different esoteric. It's about Ayurvedic healing, dream world, alternative realities, world religions, ancient civilizations. It's about, I watched this movie yesterday, like conversations with God. It's religious, it's spiritual, it's all the things that I like to learn about, and I'm just sitting there like learning, you know, picking up these gems of wisdom that are coming out through these TV shows. They're interviewing the great minds of today, the Deepak Chopras and Maya Angelou and the Paulo Coelhos, and, you know, just everybody who had something to messengers, all these messengers who have something to tell us about our best self, our higher selves. So this could be that period, because I know that was one of the things that literally sparked my first spiritual awakening, and that was also back in 2016. That was February 22nd of 2016, and for 2 weeks prior, I was literally reading until my eyeballs hurt. From the time that I woke up in the morning to the time that I went to bed at 4 a.m., I was literally just reading different spiritual texts. Oh, police sirens. I was like, what is that? And because of this new knowledge that you may be consuming, you may be changing your lifestyle greatly. Hold on. Fireworks. Is all that necessary? It's a whole parade going on apparently. Okay. We'll just take a tea break. Alrighty, so so because of this new ingesting of knowledge, a lot of things may change in your life, like your religion or spirituality. I was raised in a Christian household. My entire family is Christian. I no longer identify as Christian. After reading what I read, I was like, whoa, I have questions. I have lots of questions. And I changed my religion. It doesn't mean you have to or you're going to, but I do know a lot of people personally who have gone through this spiritual awakening, and their soul no longer resonates with what they were told, okay? Your views of society and gender roles, those may very well change. The friends that are around you, those may very well change. The way that you think or your behaviors, your habits, those may very well change, because when you learn new information, you're not going to do the same things. You're going to operate, and there's no going back. This is very much that red pill, blue pill moment in the Matrix, where the blue, you can either go back to the way that you knew, being in the dark and being in illusion, right? Or you could go forward, the red, because I think the blue represents the time of patriarchy also, and divine of masculine rule. And the red moving forward represents that divine feminine energy that we're moving into. And when I say that divine feminine is rising, okay, please don't think that I mean that the divine feminine are going to be superior to the divine masculine. I mean, historically, women who hold intuition, while both men and women had intuition. Intuition is a trait of the divine feminine, okay? And they knew that if women in the past were to access their higher selves through their intuition, it may throw that patriarchy off balance. So that's why the whole witch hunt started. It was because there were free-thinking women who were trying to access their own power. So women have been suppressed. Women have been subordinated. And if you say, I mean, look at history. I'm speaking historically, okay? And they're coming to a place now, not where we're going to rise above the divine masculine, but where we're going to rise to our proper seats equal to the divine masculine, okay? So that is the illusion that we're breaking from under, okay? So we're tapping into our true selves, and we're learning also at this time, we're learning, see how there's this door behind her? We're learning about the secrets. We're learning about the occult. We're learning about the things that were hidden. We're able to tap into those, okay? So, you know, both men and women are doing this, but I was just giving you a little history lesson about, you know, divine masculine and divine feminine. This is an feminine trait that both men and women have, but it is a feminine trait. Just like logic is a masculine trait, but both men and women have logic, are logical people, but the traits are, you know, to its own. This is also a card of, like I said, truth seeking, finding the truth. And you know how, and this is where you learn your ability to find the truth within you. Like, say you feel as though you have some kind of a theory within you, and you're like, I don't necessarily, you know, and I feel like, you know, there's aliens, which there are. I've been saying this forever. I'm an alien myself. Rather than trying to say, I'm gonna look for text, you know, text, not text message, but like text, like books and stuff that prove me right, or I'm gonna look at world news that proves me right. It's about going within, finding something that resonates with you, and believing it because it resonates with you, okay? Truth is subjunctive. Like, everybody has their own truth, okay? Everybody is paving their own path. And it can be whatever you want it to be. Just like we talked about the magician in the last session, that's about manifesting the life you desire. Whatever your truth is that you're applying to that life is your truth. You don't need confirmation. You don't need validation on that truth. If you say it is so, then it is so, okay? So we have things changing. You're consuming knowledge. This is also about the subconscious. It's learning about how our subconscious helps us to develop our outer world. It's learning about how our inner reality helps us to create our outer reality, and how you need to go within and change your ways of thinking, change your beliefs to what fits the world you're trying to create, okay? Because if you have any conflict there, for instance, let's just say money, okay? If you were raised around struggle, if you were taught over and over that you have to struggle in order to be successful, if you were taught that abundance is just for a certain group of people, whether this deals with that race or social economical class or whatever that may be, you have those programmings. And this is about going within and reprogramming your mind, because if you do want to be abundant, if you do want to be a millionaire, you have to think, okay, that's easy. That's very possible. It's not hard to make money. It's not hard to attract money. And that's hard because if you're trying to do this and you're 30 plus years old, that's a lot of years of you being programmed in one way. So don't think you're going to take 2 weeks to try to reprogram your brain and then everything is going to be good. You're going to have some fall downs, you're going to have some setbacks. But if you can keep training yourself to believe, you know, maybe you were taught that you should have 6 kids, like everybody in our family has a big family, and you don't want that, and you feel guilty about not having a lot, or maybe you don't want any kids at all, and people are looking at you like you're crazy. You know, you have to program yourself to tell yourself that everything that I want and the way that I want it is perfectly fine, okay? So this is about using your inner voice at the end of the day. This is about breaking through illusions at the end of the day. This is about trusting the relationship between you and your higher self. It's about actually using those spiritual gifts, those God-given spiritual gifts, because you wouldn't have been given them if you were not able to handle them. Think about that. You would not have been given these gifts of mediumship and being psychic and reading tarot if you were not supposed to have them. You were given these gifts for a reason. So use these gifts. Just like the tools that I give you in order to help you, these are additional tools. This is your hammer and your screwdriver and your wrench and whatever else a tool is, because I don't know tools like that. But those, you know what I'm saying? These are the tools that you have been given by God in order to navigate your world. So definitely use them. So thank you so much for tuning in to this mini series about today, the High Priestess portion of your life. Use your gifts. If you need help discovering what your gifts are, check in with me for a soul purpose reading. You'll see the soul purpose reading on my tarot menu, which is on my website. Again, that is www.madebymetools.com. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace and blessings.